Forget cheese. Yes, I know that sounds strange. After all, we've been told for years that dairy foods like cheese are rich in protein and calcium, the perfect combo for strong bones and muscles. But what if I told you that for many people over 50, cheese could actually be part of the reason why your strength keeps fading away, even if you're eating healthy? A few months ago, I met a man named Robert. He's 68, retired, and always believed he was eating right. Every morning, he'd make himself a plate of scrambled eggs and a slice of cheese, sometimes two. He loved that salty, creamy flavor, and he felt proud knowing he was getting his protein. But here's what started to bother him. Even though his weight stayed the same, his arms looked smaller, his legs felt heavier, and climbing the same stairs he'd walked all his life suddenly left him breathing harder than usual. His doctor ran some tests. Everything looked fine. Blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, all normal. So why was he feeling weaker each month? That's when he heard a word he'd never come across before: sarcopenia. It simply means age-related muscle loss. And according to health experts, it begins quietly, usually after the age of 40, and speeds up every decade after that. But here's the part most people never hear. Sarcopenia doesn't just happen because you're getting older. It often happens because your muscles stop absorbing nutrients the way they used to, especially protein. You might be eating enough, but your body isn't turning it into muscle anymore now. You might be thinking, but cheese has protein, right? Yes, it does. But the type of protein, the way it's processed, and what happens inside your body after eating it, that's where the real story begins. Sea cheese, especially the kind you find in stores, goes through heavy processing. Additives, preservatives, and excess sodium all sneak in. And while these help it last longer on shelves, they also make it harder for your digestive system to extract and use the amino acids that build muscle. On top of that, cheese can cause mild inflammation in the gut, especially in people over 50. Why? Because, as we age, our levels of the enzyme lactase, which helps break down lactase, naturally drop. Even if you don't feel lactose intolerant, your gut might still be struggling to process it properly. That means your body ends up working harder to digest the food and absorbing less of what truly matters. So, over time, your muscles starve, not from lack of food, but from lack of usable nutrients. Think of it like trying to water your garden with a blocked hose. You're turning the tap full on, but only a trickle comes out. That's what happens when your digestion slows down and inflammation blocks nutrient absorption. No matter how much protein you eat, if your body can't convert it into strength, it's wasted effort. And the scary part, most people have no idea this is happening. They simply assume, I'm getting older, or I just need to exercise more. But what they really need is to fix how their muscles receive nourishment in the first place. That's why, in parts of Japan and the Mediterranean regions where people stay strong well into their 80s, very few rely on processed cheese or heavy dairy foods instead. They focus on natural, fermented foods that help the gut absorb protein more efficiently. And these foods don't just feed your muscles, they reactivate the very process your body uses to build new tissue. In other words, they help you reverse muscle loss from the inside out. Now, here's something most people never realize. Even if you do regular workouts or walk every day, Without proper protein activation, your body can't grow or repair muscle fibers effectively. You might notice that after a small injury or a few days of rest, your strength doesn't bounce back the way it used to. That's sarcopenia slowly creeping in, and the more it continues, the harder it becomes to turn it around, unless you know which foods actually trigger muscle protein synthesis again. So when Robert learned all this, he decided to make one small change. He didn't start lifting weights or buying supplements. He simply replaced his daily cheese habit with a food that scientists now believe does something remarkable. Inside the body, it helps restore muscle activity and improve nutrient absorption naturally. Within a few weeks, he began noticing subtle changes. His energy returned, his posture improved, and he could walk longer without fatigue. And the best part, he didn't have to give up the foods he loved. Now, I'm not saying cheese is bad, but for people over 50 trying to rebuild lost strength, it's time to think differently about where your protein really comes from and how your body uses it. Because when you choose the right kind of food, you're not just feeding your stomach, you're sending a powerful message to your muscles. Wake up. It's time to rebuild. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly why your body stops turning food into muscle as you age, and what specific process inside your cells holds the secret to regaining your strength. Stay with me, because what you'll learn next could completely change how you think about muscle loss after 50. When most people think of muscle growth, they immediately think of protein, eggs, meat, cheese, shakes. It's what we've all been told to eat. But here's what almost nobody talks about. Your body can only use that protein if your gut is healthy enough to process it. And after age 50, that process slows down dramatically. Inside your body, trillions of tiny organisms, known as gut bacteria, control how well you absorb nutrients. Think of them as your body's internal workers, taking the food you eat and converting it into real energy and muscle fuel. But as we age, stress, processed foods, and certain medications start wiping out these helpful bacteria. Once your gut microbiome becomes unbalanced, your digestive system can't properly break down protein anymore. That means the protein from your breakfast or dinner might pass right through your system without ever being absorbed by your muscles. This is one of the biggest hidden reasons why seniors lose strength even when they eat enough. Robert, the man I mentioned earlier, learned this the hard way. His diet was full of protein-rich foods, but his gut wasn't healthy enough to process them. It's like having a high-end car, but pouring the wrong kind of fuel into it. No matter how good the engine is, it won't run properly. And here's something even more surprising. Studies now show that the condition of your gut can directly affect muscle mass, balance, and recovery speed. In fact, one Japanese study found that seniors with strong gut health had nearly 30% better muscle retention compared to those who didn't. That's how powerful your internal ecosystem really is. So how do you fix it? The answer doesn't come from more supplements or powders. It comes from a specific category of foods that naturally restore gut bacteria while giving your muscles the nutrients they need to grow. Fermented protein foods. These foods are rich in both probiotics and amino acids, the two ingredients your body uses to build lean muscle tissue. When you combine protein and probiotics together, something remarkable happens. Your digestion improves, inflammation drops, and your body begins to absorb protein up to 3 times more efficiently. That means every meal you eat starts working for you, not against you. In Japan, where muscle loss among seniors is significantly lower, traditional diets include fermented protein sources almost daily, like natto, miso, kefir, and cultured eggs. These foods don't just add flavor, they activate something inside the body called muscle protein synthesis, the exact process responsible for rebuilding lost muscle fibers. Let me explain this simply. When you eat regular protein, your body has to work hard to digest it and convert it into amino acids. But when you eat fermented protein, the fermentation process has already broken down much of the protein into easily absorbable forms. So instead of spending hours digesting, your body starts using that protein almost instantly. This is why so many seniors who switch from cheese or milk to fermented foods notice changes quickly: stronger legs, more energy, and even better sleep. Because when your gut starts functioning properly again, everything else in your body follows. Your metabolism increases, your recovery speeds up, and your muscles finally get the nutrients they've been missing for years. Robert's transformation began when he replaced cheese with one simple food that was not only rich in protein but naturally fermented. Within weeks, his digestion improved, his bloating disappeared, and his energy levels skyrocketed. He could climb stairs again without feeling breathless, something he hadn't done in months. The secret wasn't some expensive supplement or intense workout routine. It was simply about giving his gut the right kind of food that worked with his body instead of against it. And what he discovered next completely changed the way he looked at aging and strength, because one particular fermented food turned out to be far more powerful than anything he'd tried before. Scientists now call it one of the most effective natural tools to fight sarcopenia, and it's available in almost every grocery store if you know where to look. In the next part, I'll reveal exactly what that food is, how it helps repair your gut lining, and why it can literally restart your body's ability to build muscle, no matter your age. The food Robert added to his routine was something he had eaten before, but never realized its true potential. It wasn't fancy or expensive. In fact, it's one of the most underrated muscle-building foods sitting quietly on supermarket shelves. That food is Greek yogurt, but not just any kind. The real power lies in fermented, probiotic-rich Greek yogurt made the traditional way. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, yogurt, really, hear me out. The difference between regular yogurt and true fermented Greek yogurt is massive. Traditional Greek yogurt goes through a slow fermentation process that fills it with billions of living probiotics, the same kind of healthy bacteria that heal your gut, improve nutrient absorption, and trigger muscle recovery at the cellular level. Think of it like this: when your gut is healthy, it acts like fertile soil. Any protein you eat after that grows results faster. But when your gut is inflamed or imbalanced, your muscles can't use the nutrients properly. Fermented yogurt restores that balance and opens up your body's ability to actually use the protein you're already eating. Robert started with just 1 cup a day, sometimes in the morning with fruit, sometimes after his walk. Within weeks, his energy levels improved. He felt lighter, more alert, and even noticed that his legs didn't ache as much when climbing stairs. But that wasn't all. His doctor confirmed he had regained lean muscle mass after years of decline. So what makes fermented Greek yogurt so different from cheese or milk? It's all about the live culture's beneficial bacteria, like lactobacillus and phytobacterium, that repair your gut lining and improve protein breakdown. These probiotics don't just help digestion, they literally help your muscles absorb protein faster and more effectively. And here's the scientific part that's truly fascinating. Fermented dairy proteins contain something called bioactive peptides. These small protein fragments act like messengers, telling your body to start repairing muscle fibers and reduce inflammation. It's like flipping the switch back on for muscle growth. A study from the Journal of Nutrition followed adults over 60 who added fermented dairy protein to their diet for 12 weeks. The results were astonishing. Participants experienced a 22% improvement in muscle retention and a 35% increase in strength compared to those eating non-fermented protein foods. That's the difference proper absorption makes. But here's what most people miss. Timing matters too. Eating fermented Greek yogurt with other protein-rich foods, like eggs or nuts, creates a powerful combination. The probiotics from the yogurt help your body digest and use the amino acids from the other foods more efficiently, giving your muscles a steady supply of fuel all day long. Robert began experimenting with simple meals. Greek yogurt with a spoon of honey for breakfast, or blended with banana and peanut butter as an afternoon snack. The results? More stamina, better sleep, and noticeably firmer muscles. It wasn't about eating more, it was about eating smarter. And here's something truly inspiring. Robert's wife, who had been struggling with fatigue, joined him in this new habit. Within a month, she felt more active, her digestion improved, and she started walking daily again. Their friends couldn't believe how youthful and energetic they both seemed, all from a small change in diet. The key here isn't to completely give up cheese or dairy, it's to understand that fermented protein foods give your body a head start. They do what regular protein cannot, and reduce the silent inflammation that blocks muscle growth. So if you've been eating well, sleeping enough, but still feeling weaker as the years go by, it's not your age holding you back, it's your gut. Fix that, and your strength, confidence, and vitality return faster than you can imagine. I'll show you how to combine this fermented powerhouse with other simple foods to create a complete muscle activation meal plan, one that keeps your strength growing week after week without supplements or complicated routines. Now that you know how fermented Greek yogurt transforms your gut and muscle connection, let's take it one step further. Because while this single food can make a huge difference, the real power happens when you combine it with the right supporting foods, the ones that multiply its effects and turn your meals into a natural, muscle-building system. The first combination you should try is Greek yogurt with boiled eggs and chia seeds. The yogurt provides probiotics and slow-digesting protein, while the eggs deliver essential amino acids, and chia seeds offer omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation. This trio works like a complete recovery formula, healing your gut and restoring your energy from the inside out. The second powerful combo is Greek yogurt with oats and berries for breakfast. The fermented yogurt boosts protein absorption. Oats supply complex carbs for steady energy, and berries add antioxidants that fight muscle inflammation. This one meal gives your muscles everything they need to stay active, strong, and flexible all day long. And for dinner, pair Greek yogurt with grilled chicken or lentils. The probiotics help digest the protein-rich meal, ensuring your body actually absorbs and uses every bit of it for muscle repair during sleep. Remember, your body builds most of its muscle while you rest. That's why your last meal of the day matters just as much as your workout or supplement routine. If you stay consistent, within a few weeks, you'll notice something amazing. Your muscles won't just feel stronger, they'll look firmer. Your posture improves. Your balance becomes steadier. The simple act of standing up from a chair feels effortless again. That's the silent victory many people over 60 never think they can achieve, but it starts with one small change: feeding your muscles the right kind of protein. And here's something most doctors never emphasize: enough consistency beats quantity. You don't need expensive supplements or giant protein shakes. What your body needs is proper digestion, steady absorption, and inflammation control. Fermented Greek yogurt provides all three in the most natural way possible. Thousands of people in Japan and Europe already include fermented dairy and probiotic-rich meals in their daily routine. That's one of the reasons why many older adults there stay active, mobile, and independent well into their 80s and 90s. Their secret isn't hidden in pills. It's hidden in their food culture. So, if you've been feeling like your muscles are fading, your energy dropping, or your legs aren't as steady as they used to be, take this as your wake-up call. Start with 1 cup of fermented Greek yogurt a day. Combine it with smart, whole foods. Stay hydrated. Move a little every day. You'll be amazed how quickly your strength begins to return. Which of these combinations are you going to try first? The breakfast one or the dinner combo? Drop a comment below and let me know. I read every single one, and I'm always inspired by your progress stories. And if you're serious about rebuilding muscle naturally and staying strong for decades to come, I've created something special for you: a 30-day muscle activation meal plan. It includes over 90 high-protein, probiotic-rich recipes designed to work together just like we talked about today. Each meal is crafted to maximize your digestion, support your gut, and rebuild your muscles from the inside out. You'll find the link to this complete plan in the pinned comment and in the description below. And don't forget, tomorrow's video will reveal the one traditional Asian food that can boost your muscle energy by 200% naturally. I can only share it with my subscribers first, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button now. You don't want to miss this next step. It might just be the final piece you need to rebuild your strength, your confidence, and your life. Vital Eats.